So you started your own business. Congratulations. Now look, you have a great service or a great product. But the thing is, you're not getting the customers or you're not getting the exposure that you think you should. Now look, don't feel bad because a lot of businesses go through that and they need Shawcor. Shawcor can turn it up for you. Shawcor has a very, very large networking platform. I'm talking about interactive planning. I'm talking about professional branding, website building, SEO, videos, multi-channel marketing, social media, and custom targeting. The whole nine. That's what they're offering. Not only that, but they are also offering financing right now at this time. So it's time to turn your business up. Make sure you go to the website right now, www.shawcor.com.
And you watching the platform, and I'm tuning in live. Hey, follow me on Instagram at DJJoy334. You already know what's going on. Free my grandma. Hey, we on the platform. What's up?
Montgomery, Alabama. What it do? What it do? I go by the name of comedian Blueski Blue, and this is another episode of Wake Up Montgomery. And I got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir.
The one and only, legendary. Introduce yourself, man. There's so many words to introduce you, man. I'm just gonna let you introduce yourself, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. It's J Black, formerly known as Burn One.
Burn one.
Yes, sir.
Burn one. Tell the good folks, man. Give them a bio of you, man. Give them a, you know what I'm saying, how you got started, you know what I'm saying. Let everybody know who you is and where you're from and what you do and everything.
Well, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. For everybody that doesn't know me, I came in the game with the Dirty Boys.
Dirty Boys.
Both of these guys are my first cousins, like all our moms or sisters.
All y'all related?
Yeah, we first.
Oh, I ain't know that.
Yeah.
I ain't know that, man. That's a gem you just dropped on everybody. I ain't even know that, man.
Yeah, and
But,
they,
you know what I'm
they
saying?
signed
Let
a
everybody
deal
know who
with
you is and where
Universal,
you're from and what you do and everything.
You know, they seen something in me, so they brought me along for the journey with them. I came to travel on the road, travel all around the United States with those guys. Are my first, I eventually ended up branching off and kind of doing my own thing.
All y'all related?
Yeah. Me and my partner.
Oh, I ain't know that. I ain't know that, man. That's a gem you just dropped on everybody. I ain't even know that, man. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Let everybody know who you is and where you're from and what you do and everything. Yeah, I've kind of learned about Studio Land. If y'all know what Studio Land is a building that got a whole lot of everything you need to drop an album. One-stop shop. You know what I'm saying? So you can get your CD made, you can get, you know what I'm saying, your promotions, you can get your CD album cover, you can get your shirts, you can get
beats,
all that
everything
in one spot. You know what I'm saying? So that's big, man. That's big. So let me take it back to your first CD, your very first CD, Love for the Game. All right. When you dropped that CD, do you know the impact that you had when you dropped that CD?
I didn't understand at the time. I didn't. It's your first album, and you know you so hungry. Well,
right.
Me, I was just hungry to and just happy to finally get the product out. So I wasn't really. I always been like a kind of in the house type of person. Like I'm not really out there in the world like that. So like I just heard things from people when I go outside, but like I didn't know the impact that it had on the city.
It had a major impact, man. Major impact. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, that CD, for it to be your first CD, that first CD that put you out there. You know what I'm saying? Along with Mr. Blue. I ain't gonna lie, Mr. Blue's first CD was.
Shout out Mr. Blue, man.
Yeah, his CD was all the way out there, man.
And
so
see, that was another thing. Like, I'm coming behind Dirty and I'm coming behind Mr. Blue and the Black Clown album. So my album, it had to be that.
Right. Had to make his statement, man, you know.
Yeah. And I also feel like everybody's first album, like that's your whole life.
Right.
That's everything.
Right.
So you putting everything into that first project. So I always feel like that first album always gonna be it should be one of your best.
Right. Now, before we get into the gun violence of Montgomery,
okay,
I want to take it back to the Black Clown days. You know what I'm saying? Because Black Clown was a super group. If y'all didn't know, Montgomery had a super group.
Yeah.
Black Clown had so many members. Do you know any of the members' names? Do you remember their names?
Yeah, it was Twist, also known as Paul Marset. He had Lil Mario, Finks, which is my first cousin, Slum, Free old Slum Bin Laden, my partner J Rail from Rochester, New York.
Man, y'all had a lot of people. Y'all had a whole lot of people, man.
Pee Wee D.
Y'all had a whole lot of people, man. So how was that time when y'all was recording that album? How was it with everybody in the studio? You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy.
I know. Everybody battling to get on this one song and stuff, man.
Yeah, that's what made it such a blessing to me, because you had it was competition, you know, but it was in-house competition.
Oh, yeah,
like,
it
wasn't like we were beefing with each other or nothing, but it was in-house competition. So that made every artist that was on there better. That's how love for the game ended up being as good as it was, because I had to battle these other guys every day in the studio. Like, it was like, it was a training camp, and that's something I look at Big Pimp and Gangsta, but Pimp a lot, because he knows how to breed artists, you know what I'm saying? Like, he knew what to do to make us better. So
Cool, man. Well, let me ask you this. Now we're going to go switching over to the gun violence in Montgomery. All right. What do you think that we should do as black men to help slow down the gun violence in Montgomery? Because, you know, it's a whole lot of it in Montgomery. We're on homicide number like 49, I think. And it's just October. So what do you think as a community, as black men, what do we need to do to slow down gun violence?
Well, when I was coming up, like, there was so many things for us to do. Like, you had the centers and the lunches, and kids had places to go. You had Alabama State had the NYSP, the youth programs, and it was just things for us to do. Like, kids don't even really go outside these days unless they going to get into these bad
situations and stuff. Yeah.
And there's nothing to do. So I feel like we have to have more outlets for the kids to be able to do things, like whether it's music, whether it's sports, whether it's anything that has to do with art. We just have to have. They have to have an outlet. They don't have anywhere to express themselves.
And I think that's pretty much what the gist is behind this, because, you know, kids get bored sometimes. They got to feel like they need to do something, get out the house. You know, the first thing they'll think about is doing something they don't need to be doing.
Exactly.
Rather than doing something they need to be doing. But, you know, we do need more programs. We need more centers open. I mean, the Boys and Girls Clubs. We need YMCAs. We need all that. But we don't have all that no more. Well, we have some, but we don't have a lot of them, you know. And then we got some programs that just, you know, work with families that don't have anything. You know, we don't have that no more. So we just need to create programs to get the kids back on track. Then they'll slow down the gun violence in Montgomery. So let me ask you this. So with you guys having the studio and everything, do you think, leaning towards music will slow the gun violence down, or do you think music adds to the fuel of the gun violence?
No, I don't. Well, I think it does. Certain. There's a lot of artists out here that do create music, but I mean, you can't just look at that part of it. Right. I think a lot of kids just hear stuff and they think these artists are actually out here living these lives, but I can tell you firsthand that, like, most of the music and the music game is just like the movies, man. It's just like watching a video is just like a movie. Like, a lot of those rappers don't actually own those cars. They don't actually own that jewelry. They don't actually own that clothes. They get it from wardrobe. And these are things to make them look better. It creates an image.
Right.
So, if they knew that this wasn't really the reality of a lot of these artists, I think they may think different.
Right.
But they think this is how these people really live when they aren't.
Right.
It's just it's an act. They're a character.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Now I'm finna ask you a left field question, right?
Okay.
In your car right now, who is Bun One playing on the CD player right now?
I'm listening to Outkast still. Jay-Z.
Oh yeah. What you know about Jay-Z, man?
Blueprint. Like, I'm listening to more old stuff than new stuff. Lil Wiz Khalifa here and there. Like,
just a little Wiz.
Yeah, a little Wiz. You know me.
Yeah.
The
just
Burn One side of it.
Burn One.
8 Ball, MJG, UGK. Like, I'm still listening to a lot of older stuff. I listen to some new artists. Like, I've been listening to Young Blue lately. Who else?
Young Blue from Mobile, Alabama.
Yeah, from Mobile. And then there's a few artists I've been working with here that actually come in the studio that I work with, and I listen to a lot of the songs that we record, like Kanisha Sledge, Lady K. It's a girl that we're working with, Deb, now.
Okay.
And my partner Lil Whoop, listen to his music, but I listen to more old music than anything.
Okay, cool. So let me ask you this: so you being the legend, you know what I'm saying? Because we don't have too many legends in Montgomery that's still living. How does it feel to have that legendary status? Being that you rap back in the day. You look at the Gump music now, Montgomery music now. How do you look at it now compared to back in the day? Because back in the day, they didn't have that many groups. It was just Small Time, Dirty Deuce, you, Self-Made. That was it for back in the day.
Yeah.
But if you look at it now we have a slew of people.
It's a new rapper every day.
Right. So how do you look at Montgomery music now compared to back in the day?
I feel like it's kind of oversaturated now.
Right. I agree with you on that.
I feel back in the days when it was just Deuce Comrade, Small Time, Dirty Boys, Alias Mafia.
Right.
Like all those Lawn Boys.
Right.
Like all those guys were original. I'm glad I came in a time in the game where you had to be yourself. Like, you were almost shunned if you tried to be like somebody else. You couldn't come in the game sounding like somebody else.
Right.
And I feel like that's what a lot of these new artists do. And it's become oversaturated.
Because it's not everybody rapping about the same thing.
Yeah, and everybody want to do it.
All right.
It's too many rappers. Like, some of these guys need to take a look in the mirror. Some of their partners need to tell them, like, no, man, you can't rap. You can't actually... You don't sound good at doing this, but you could probably do something else. You could probably be a producer.
Right.
You might be the man that's marketing. You might have the mouthpiece to be the manager, and like
the business side of it.
And people don't know, like, the rapper is really at the lowest on the totem pole. He's just the mascot for the team.
Right.
He's just the one that people see a lot, but it's the people behind the scenes that's making more money. So, like, if I was you guys, I wouldn't want to be the rapper. That's kind of why I converted over to producing and engineering and trying to start a radio station and be a boss.
Right.
Instead of just a rapper, because I seen what the rappers get. You know, it might look all glamorous and stuff on TV.
Right.
Or on when you see them at a show or when you see them on the gram and it look like they popping, but it's not really like that. Like, these people are real just like you. Some of y'all doing better than these rappers y'all look up to.
Right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying about that.
For real.
Man. Okay, so we're going to take it back to Love for the Game.
Okay.
On this CD, give me your all-time favorite track off that CD.
That's a tough one.
I know, man. I get everybody with a question.
They all like my babies.
Man, I get everybody with one question, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was
True Love.
Okay.
But that whole album, it was so real, man. Like,
it was.
I made it a movie too. It was fiction in there, but it was stuff I had seen before. It was like the people I was around. Like I kind of told some of their stories and my stories, but I tried to make it a movie. But True Love, that's probably one of the realest songs I wrote, because like I started off talking about my mom and my dad and coming up, like, you know, like I wasn't just.
You just stated facts.
Yeah, I just stated facts. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't grow up like I wasn't no project baby, but all my folks was from the hood, so I can relate because I was there every weekend. All of us was staying at my grandma's house every weekend. I just kept it honest. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't trying to be nothing I wasn't.
Okay, cool, man. So let me ask you this: so out of the whole Black Clown movement, are we gonna see any new music, any CDs dropping from Black Clown? Because I think everybody, including myself, is looking for another Black Clown album.
With me and Pimp, we talked one time. We had a discussion about it, but I think that's something we have to sit down and talk about, because it can be done.
It can be done, man.
Lamar also, we talked about it. Like, we can get that done in a week.
So let me ask you this: so you think it's gonna be another Dirty Boy album?
I hope it would be.
Because I think, man, like, Dirty Boys is like the Montgomery 8-Ball of MJG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't not have nothing from them, so we need them to consistently drop. You know what I'm saying? Music. So
yeah.
How are the Dirty Boys so consistent? You know what I'm saying? Like, even though they projects be like, you know what I'm saying, a year from here, how are they so consistent? Like, how do they keep their hand in the game and everything?
Because that's the gift God gave.
The gift of gab, huh?
Yeah, God gave him that gift, man. Like, I seen Pimp my whole life. He like he said, he been rapping since the 3rd grade. Like, he's not lying about that. Like, it's something he did his entire life, and you know, he brought Gangsta with him, and like me and Gangsta, we the same age, so we got to see him doing it, and then I got it from them. Like, I just used to be sitting in the car, all of us would be freestyling, and one day they decided, like, boy, you got it, you know. But it was just being around them, it's that energy, you know. And we really believed in it. Like, before they even got the deal, like, we knew that it was gonna happen. We believed, and that's where it started at first. Is in your mind. If you don't believe in it, then nobody will.
That's true. So I'm glad you said, you know what I'm saying, that they actually believe in you. So do you think, like, we're gonna go back to the gun violence? Do you think, like, with the gun violence, that we need more OGs to step in and tell the young folks, like, hey, you don't need to do all this because it's gonna lead down the wrong road?
Of course, that's
because I think that's what we need. You know, we need the OGs to just step up and be like, hey, this ain't it right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This ain't the move. You don't want to do this because, you know, 5 minutes can get you 50 years. You never know what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So, do you think the OGs need to step in?
I think that's what people like me and you here for right now. Like, this is what we doing right now. We just need more people like us that's gonna actually stand up. And it don't take nothing but a little bit of time. You know, I'll watch a day to talk to somebody, and you could change their mind and it could change their life.
Right.
You know, but we have to do it. It's our service. You know, like, I was the rapper before, and I said some things that might have swayed people the wrong way, but now I have to make up for that. So
right.
this is my service to the world. Like sometimes I just get young guys in here. I might record them for free. I might throw them a beat, but that's my service. I gotta give back. I'm not a taker. I'm a giver.
And I think that's what get the attention of the young people. Like if they see you doing that, like okay, well, they thinking like okay, well, he give me a chance.
Yeah.
Maybe he sees something in me.
Yeah.
So I think that would be good to do, which would slow down some of the crime rate in Montgomery. Let me ask you this: have you ever paid attention to the Breonna Taylor case, or the girl that got murdered in Kentucky?
Yeah, that was very tragic.
My thing is, what do you think about that? Like, I got my perception on it because from what I've seen, I think, you know what I'm saying, that when they took the $12 million, we knew it was going to be a not guilty.
Yeah.
Since they took the money. But what do you think on that, man?
I think us as black people, we got to start, like I have white friends, I have Asian friends, or Asian people I know. I mean, I love everybody. But us as black people, we have to start kind of separating ourselves from things and coming up with our own plans and our own ideas. We can't keep living in this system that's against us, and we continue to see that this ain't just start happening. Like, go back to the 50s and the 60s, it was worse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So this is just a continuation of the things that happened before, and we can't continue to keep going in this cycle. So we have to really put our foot down.
Right. Okay, so the state of the black man, let me ask you this, right? What do you think us black men need to do to get right? You know what I'm saying? Like, the state of the black man for me is that we need to start stepping up and telling our young men, hey, go this direction.
Yeah.
Go to school, do this right here, get off the corner, get off the, you know what I'm saying? Do what's right. What do we need to do? Like, we're telling the kids to do the school thing, we tell them to do the music thing, but it's still a void right in the middle. How do we get the youngins to get them off the streets, out of trouble, out of crime, and keep them focused on what's right?
We gotta follow some of the people that came before us, that they took away from us.
Right.
Like your Huey P. Newtons, the Black Panther. Ain't bad, but these guys really kids in the school. Yeah. Not make it as I don't want to say I don't even like to talk like this, because people will look at it and they'll think wrong, like, oh, he's trying to start, but no, it's not about that. We want to protect our kids so they won't have to grow up and go through these same things that we've gone through.
You ain't lying. So let me ask you this: so, being that we got to protect the kids, do you agree with in classroom learning right now? Because I don't. Like, we got a whole pandemic going on, but you want the kids to be in the classroom. Like, my thing is this: I don't have a problem with the classroom as long as you have the hand sanitizer, the COVID-19 essentials.
Yeah.
Now, when you don't have them essentials, then we got a problem.
Yeah.
It's like you just throwing the kids in the classroom and don't even care.
Because it's a money grab. If the kids ain't going to school, the government ain't giving these schools money, state not making money, so everything's, it's a system.
Right.
And
I see
once
that
once we understand the system, it's just about working your ways around it and finding ways to better ourselves in this system, but outside of the system. We're like, it's something we don't need the help on because we can do it ourselves. It's just that they found a way to separate us so much. I remember when it used to be like I think about this a lot, like East Coast West Coast beef when the rap shit was going on.
Right,
East Coast West Coast. Now it went from like two coasts, and now like it's neighborhoods and streets. Like you can't, not even neighborhoods. You got people from one street beefing with people on another street, and they ready to kill each other. But it's like, why?
Right.
We don't even own these neighborhoods. Like, we don't have no stock in these neighborhoods. So what is such and such street trying to fight with these dudes on this other street for, when they should be coming together and making themselves a powerhouse?
You ain't lying. That is kind of insane to beef with a street that's probably right next to you.
Yeah.
So y'all both on the same street, basically.
Exactly.
But let me ask you this: since you used to rap, I ain't gonna say you don't rap. Give me your top 5 rappers. Top 5.
Tupac, Andre 3000.
Man, you already had your list ready.
I do them two off the top. Jay-Z.
Okay. Ooh, this must be some important list, right?
See, I gotta put Dirt in there, Big Pimpin' Mr. G.
Yeah.
Just cause they taught me so much.
Oh yeah, almost there.
So I put them as they together.
Okay.
And then my 5th one would be
It's a tough one. I knew it was a tough one, man. I knew it was a tough one.
It's an old school guy, but it was just the way he rapped. Slick Rick.
Yeah.
Like storytelling.
Yeah, storytelling.
I love a good storyteller.
Oh yeah.
Like, nothing like a good story.
So let me ask you this. I'm finna start something.
Okay.
It's gonna be a left field question again.
Okay.
Who was the better rapper? Pimp or Gangster?
I can't.
Man.
They complimented each other.
They
so
do.
well.
They compliment each other very well. But you know, when Pimp come in, he come in strong, brother. But you know, Gangster come back laid back, but he's still gonna clean up. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to pick. But if I had to pick one, I know they're probably watching like, man, I knew he was gonna say that. It's gonna have to be Gangster, man. You know, Gangster needs to be clean, man. Like he'll come in, he be laid back when he spit, but man, he'd be so foul, man.
Yeah.
Like, man, he put words together I ain't even think of, man.
Yeah.
Like, man.
And them boys did that so long, man. It took a lot of work, and you know, Pimp really taught us everything we knew.
So let me ask you this. So for the upcoming rappers, what do they need to learn first? Do they need to learn the actual verses that they're writing, or do they need to learn the business side first? Because I think they need to learn the business side first. You know,
the business side is important.
Right.
That's very important. But I feel like being an artist, you should be able to focus on your craft.
Right.
Like you shouldn't have to worry about the business. And that's what makes this business so tough. Because a lot of artists, they get lost in the business side, and that kind of messes up your creative side. It's hard to be creative when you got to think about how I'm going to get paid off this, how I'm going to get streams. It should be somebody that's doing that for you, but unfortunately we have to do things like that ourselves, so it makes it tough.
Right. Just in case, you know what I'm saying, you got the rappers that doing it by themselves.
Yeah.
So how would they do the business side of it by themselves?
You got to do your homework. Just the same way you go to school. You went to school 12 years to learn a lot of mess you ain't need to learn anyway. But if you're going to take this serious, you need to do your homework. Go on the internet. Everything is on the internet.
True.
Just go read.
But, you know, that's one step the younger generation is not going to fulfill.
Yeah.
It's doing the research before you actually jump into the business.
I wish we had that kind of research. Because all you got to do is go.
Man, we
Google.
had AOL dial-up, and
real.
we had Yahoo, and Yahoo wasn't
we had encyclopedias at one time where you couldn't even, there was no Google. You could go to Google and Google whoever, if it's a he or a she, Google will tell you everything you need to know.
Right.
All you got to do is ask the question.
Right. So let me ask you this: are we expecting any new music from Bun One?
No.
No more music from Bun One.
Not any rap music. I do a verse here and there if I really like an artist. Like
so we not getting the love for the game too. Bun 1 2. Love for the game. We not getting the part 2, man. Cause you got to come back, man, with a part 2, man.
I've thought about it, but I'm so focused on the artists that I'm working with right now.
Right.
And trying to help them so they won't have to go through the situations I went through. Because I've had deals on the table. A couple times I had deals on the table with Universal, deal on the table with Rap-A-Lot, and it never came through. But that was because I wasn't prepared. I wasn't ready.
Gotcha.
I was in a whole different mind state at the time. And, you know, everything happened for a reason. And that's why I'm in the position I am now. Is that I feel like that's why I'm in the position I am now, is to help this younger generation and the newer artists with their music.
Okay. So tell the folks a little bit more about Studio Land, man. Tell them what to expect from Studio Land.
Okay, Studio Land. First of all, we have Circle Internet Radio, which is like I was saying, me and my partner John Powell. This is our radio station. Circle Media, our media company. You also have a platform, which is our other partner Noah. He's up front. And the studios, we got Tiny. My partner Tiny Toon at Levels. He's right next door to us. I have a suit studio in the front room, Circle Room Studio. And our partner Benny from Birmingham, he just purchased an office space, so he's going to have a studio here. We got Jay Killer up front. He has a studio. Trick Elmo has a studio in here.
So, and, man, you count about 6 studios.
Yeah, there's 5 studios.
Man.
And also, a close friend of ours, Laquita Savage, she has a marketing company in the front office.
So basically, you can come here and get everything done.
You can get everything you need.
Man, that's smart, man. So you put 5 studios in the one building.
Yeah.
Man, that's smart. I wish I would have thought of that, man. So for anybody that's interested in business aspect of the studio, okay, what steps do they need to take to start? Say for instance, somebody wants to start a studio.
Okay.
What do they need to do?
Get you a computer, a mic interface, and go on YouTube and look at the tutorials. Well, yeah, you just go on YouTube, look at the tutorial, see what you need just for a small home studio. Or if you're trying to get an office space and you got a little paper to spend, but it takes a budget.
Yeah.
And that's one thing a lot of people don't realize.
Gotta
a lot of
have that
people don't
budget.
want to spend money on themselves.
Right.
And it's like, if you're going to be in business, like, man, if I could tell y'all just how many days I done been broke, or me and my partner, we done sat up here, shit, we eating sandwiches and ordering pizza, you know what I'm saying? Like that, but that's only because we believe in what we're doing.
Right.
And we're willing to put it on the line.
Yeah.
To get where we're trying to go, and we know it takes money, it takes a budget to do these things.
Right.
And everybody want to catch all these Jordan runs, but you know, like, those shoes get old.
Right. The shoes repeat itself, especially Jordans, man.
Studios don't get old. Somebody always trying to record. It might not be recording. You might do something else, but you got to invest in yourself.
Right.
That's important.
Right. Keyword invest.
Invest.
Right. So for the person that has the small studio at home, all they need to do is just invest in themselves.
Just invest in themselves.
Cool, man.
That's it.
That's the gem of the day, I see.
That's it. Investing.
So, man, let me ask you this. So how long have you been rapping? Or how long have you been in the business, basically? Because you said you used to rap with Dirty Boy, so that was back, what year was that?
Well, I started, Pimp gave me the name Lil Burn when I was 14.
Okay.
I probably I was on there. I didn't make the first album, Country Versatile. I was still wet behind the ears, but I did make the one that, Universal put out the first Pimpin' Gangster, so that came out, I say, in 2000, so it's 2020, so it's
20 years. Man, y'all been in the game for 20 years.
20 years.
Consistent, man. Man, okay. 20 years consistency. That's good. So how do y'all stay so consistent? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how do y'all stay consistent?
It's tough because it's times I wasn't consistent.
Right.
You know, it's times I gave it up. Like,
oh, you gonna have that? Yeah, you gonna have that one point in time where you just wash your hands with it. I left it
alone, and I went and worked the job. And not saying that working a job is wrong, but like, it wasn't for me.
Right. At some point in time when you chasing your dream, you gonna wash your hands with it, man. Yeah. You gonna get fed up with it.
You really gotta believe in it. Like, even starting the studio, like, I had a studio. I left a job making $18 an hour to start a studio.
Right. But you believe in yourself.
Yeah, I was saying, if I was sitting here if I could sit at a computer working for somebody else and I can make this money, I could start. I knew how to record.
Mm-hmm.
I had the money then, so I could buy my own equipment, and I could record people for $25 an hour.
Yeah.
And I felt like that but it didn't happen like I thought it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it took a while to get to even this stage, and I'm still not at a point where I'm satisfied or I'm just content with what's going on. Like, every day I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to maximize this thing that we're doing.
Right. And I think with the younger generation, man, like when they want something, they think it's supposed to come right away.
Yeah.
When it don't work like that,
it's not gonna come right away.
It's not gonna come.
Patience is a virtue.
Right.
You gotta have patience. You gotta,
because the younger folks, they feel like, okay, I'm putting this amount of money in it.
Yeah.
I need this to be.
They think,
you know what I'm saying?
As soon as they drop the song, or 2 months later, they gonna be the hottest. But it's not.
It don't work like that.
It doesn't work like that.
Right.
You know,
take it from a legend now. He telling y'all now. It take time, man. Take it from a legend. He telling y'all, man.
You gotta be patient. Patience is key.
Right.
Like, remember that. If you're gonna do this, it might be 5 years from now. It might be 10.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. You never know when your time's gonna come.
Right.
But you gotta be consistent, like you were saying. You gotta stay consistent.
You gotta stay consistent, man.
You gotta be persistent. You gotta be able to battle through all the bull. You gotta be able to battle through those hard days, because every day is not gonna be a good day.
You ain't lying,
but
man.
if you work enough, it's just your work ethic. If you work enough, good things will come.
Right.
It's just about working, working and keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Right. You gotta have that push, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you was making your first CD, what influenced you to make that first CD? You know what I'm saying? Because your first CD had the first song from the intro all the way to the end. It was no switching.
Yeah.
It was the flow of the CD was good. So what influenced you? What motive? What drove you to make that CD?
I had Pimpin' G. And they wasn't gonna let me drop no bull. Like, it was plenty times.
That's what family do, though.
I got mad at Pimp. I'm talking about, I was 38 hot. Him telling me, nah, that verse ain't it right there. So I gotta go rewrite my verse. And that it made me mad at the time, but he just wanted me to be better. Right. Then on top of that, we had Black Clown, so it's 9 other artists. So if I don't come with it, then it's gonna be somebody else.
Somebody else gonna get on that. Yeah. I feel you on that. I mean, like, that was a lot of competition.
Yeah.
To try and drop this one CD, because you got to think, like, if you skip a verse or your verse ain't good, like you said, you got 9 more people.
Somebody else could come in and take your place.
You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, Twist rap fast.
Yeah.
But he be clicking when he rap. I like that. You know what I'm saying? So, say for instance, if you would have skipped past that, they would have put Twist on. It would have been.
Man, it used to be days, because me and Twist were actually the first 2 artists that was signed to Black Clown.
Mm-hmm.
And Twist used to have hella verses, man. I mean, he had like 100 verses in his head, bro. Man. I didn't have it. Everything I did, I was writing it then. I didn't have verses in my head like that. So just watching him, they used to motivate me. Like, man, I gotta come better. I gotta be hard. I gotta have more music, more content. I gotta have it because like standing next to him is hard. It was tough. It was tough.
I can imagine, man, because I went to high school with Twist. And, Twist used to always be flowing. Like, he would be freestyling coming down the hallway, and it'd just be clicking, and we'd be like, man, he sound pretty good, man. And the following year, we didn't even know he was with Black Clown. He came with Black Clown, man.
Yeah.
They dropped that CD, and we was like, oh, so this what you was doing? You were rapping down the hallway.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
But, man, he sounded good, man. Lamario, same way. Same way, man. Lamario, he spit fast, but he spit hard.
Yeah.
Like, that boy can spit, man. But we was waiting on the solo from Lamario. We was like, okay, Lamario may drop a solo, but it never came out. So we was like, okay, well.
It came out. It just didn't come out with the way we wanted it to with Black Clown. But it was, those are the growing pains.
Right. Like, now, you gonna have them. You gonna have them days.
Growing pains. So, like, we had to go through a lot to get to where we at now.
Right.
And I think that everything happened the way it's supposed to happen. So what's supposed to happen, I think the universe set it up perfect for us, because I feel like if I had gotten that deal at that time when I was younger, I would have blowed that money.
Right.
I would have ran for real.
At least you being honest about it, man.
And I was one of those young wild guys. Like, I was inside, but it was a lot of stuff that I was doing that wasn't right. Like, I was on the X pills. I was drinking. I was doing all these things that was kind of prohibiting me to get to that next level that I wanted to get to. But I didn't know these things were slowing me down until I got older, and I could look back on it and be like, man, that wasn't. I just wasn't a wise person back then.
Man. Okay, so let me ask you this. This is more of a Montgomery question. So,
okay,
what do you think Montgomery needs to do to improve the life of the youngins? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe we need to have more after school programs.
That's
or
one.
More. I remember back in the day, I was in the band. Back in the day, band programs was big.
Yeah, I remember when the bands
big, man. Like, that
was big.
Band programs was saving kids' lives, keeping them occupied after school.
After school, you gotta.
And when you get home, you're so tired, you don't want to do nothing.
You don't want to do nothing else.
But they don't put money in. They don't fund that anymore. They don't put money into bands anymore. So, me personally, I think that we need to put money back into the music programs.
We do.
Because music programs saved a lot of lives, saved a lot of kids' lives, saved a lot of kids from trouble.
Yeah.
What do you think we need? Well, Montgomery needs to do, because I do think they need to set up some programs, but they need to have a strategy. I feel like they saying they want to do this. They say they want to do this. They want to end this. They want to slow down the gun violence, but they don't have no strategy. They don't have no kind of curriculum. So what do you think they need to do?
That's tough, bro.
It is, man, because I be wanting to ask the mayor this. I be wanting to ask the governor this, but, the mayor may say what he want to say. Then everybody know how the governor is. She probably ain't going to say nothing.
Yeah.
So I just want to know, like, what does Montgomery need to do? Because I feel like we just out here with no direction, no nothing.
I look at the state of Montgomery right now. It's just sad, bro.
Right.
It's sad. Like, it's sad, man, to see like the way this city is being gentrified. Like, they moving all these hoods and they tearing down projects, moving all these people from these different hoods into certain spots, and they moving further east.
Right.
And it's like it's a part of the system.
Right.
So I don't think they really trying to do anything to actually help us. They might throw us a bone every now and then and make it look good, but I think these are some things that us as the OGs now, things that we need to get together and talk about with more of us, more people on the same mind frame as us,
right?
To see what we could do without them, because I don't really think they want to help us.
I thought the same thing, man. Like, the shootings that go on in different neighborhoods and communities, I think they need to hold the city councilman accountable for in that community.
Exactly.
Like, if you got, say for instance, District 7 had a shooting or whatever, the city councilman from that district need to be seeing what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of just not saying nothing. Because you go to city council meeting, they talk about the same thing. They're passing this, they're passing that. You know what I'm saying? But they're not hitting the topic of the shootings. Oh, we need to open up a YMCA here.
Yeah.
You know, a Boys and Girls Club here. That way, we'll keep the kids occupied and have them something to do.
Yeah.
And you won't have to worry about all these crimes and shooting and all that good stuff. But they don't talk about that.
And there's so much glorification of these type of things. Like people on Facebook Live showing somebody just got shot.
Right.
You got this mess-ass city watch that people go on just to, it's so much mess.
Right.
And that's all they glorify. But nobody talks about this girl Chica, who's from Montgomery, Alabama, and she's one of the dopest artists in the game right now. Who Jay-Z talking about her. She just was on the soundtrack for the Jamie Foxx movie that just came out on Netflix. Like, we gotta glorify the good things, because I'm sure there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of smart kids out here, but
yeah,
we never hear about that.
Right.
But we gonna hear about when Man shot Pookie. You feel me?
We gonna hear about this, the kids that robbed the shoe store or whatever. We gonna hear about that first.
About all that. It's just.
It's like we need to glorify the stuff that needs to be glorified instead of glorifying the negative stuff.
Yeah, because that's what they want. Like, they want us to kill each other.
Yeah. You put the nail on the head with that one, man. It's like, I feel like, man, you know, my thing is they got more liquor stores on every corner now.
What?
Every corner. They got them on, what they shut down all the clubs.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. But still, by you shutting down all the clubs, that's just increasing more violence.
Yeah,
you know,
people still gonna find a way.
Right, they're still gonna find a way to, like the carnival they had at Eastdale Mall.
Yeah.
People still found a way.
That was the new club for the week. You know what I'm saying? That was the club
Like
for the
you,
week.
what you expect was gonna happen?
Yeah.
When you shut the clubs down, but you bring a carnival in.
And they don't enforce security when they have these type of things. Like, I feel like if they had these type of events, like, it should be everything. Like, they enforce it at the fair when they have the fair.
Right.
And it's a lot of white kids and black kids out there. They gonna make sure they enforcing it then. But when it's just a lot of black events,
oh no,
man, they not
even
even worried about it.
And I ain't gonna lie. Once I saw the fight from the carnival, I didn't see not one police officer until they got on the boulevard or the Atlanta highway or whatever they was chasing down the road with. That's when you saw the police. But during the whole fight, you didn't see not one police officer. I didn't even see one security guard.
To them, it's just another. You know, they just getting another one out the street.
Right. That's exactly how I feel.
These are human beings. Like that person might not even be what we think they are. Like, they'll make it look like these just thugs, but you don't know what it's just. All it takes is a split second for somebody to snap. So, like, you don't know what kind of person this is. You don't know what this person is going through in their life. Right. And what are you doing to help them instead of calling them a thug?
Right.
Like, that's just not real to me.
And my thing is, it's like, okay, people be saying about the police brutality or however you want to call it, you know, but at the same time, it's like, okay, every person a police officer pull over, if he's a white cop, first thing they're going to do, let me see the driver's license and registration. Okay, cool. But you got the black men so scared to reach for the registration and the driver's license, he might die. Yeah. We so scared of that, man. It's like, okay, we not finna get nothing. You know, I'm not finna reach over here and grab nothing because, you know, at the end of the day, if I reach over here and grab this, it's a possibility I may be dead.
And we got PTSD from that.
Right.
Like, every day when I leave the studio, I wear a hat to the studio in the daytime. But when I leave at night, I take off my hat because I don't even want a police to ride by me and see me with a baseball cap on, and think that
you're in the wrong area or something.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, like that's I shouldn't have to take my hat off. I shouldn't even have to feel like that.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, man, you know, I think the black man gonna get stereotyped regardless. Wherever he at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can have on a hat, you can have on a jersey, you can have rims on your car, but if you have everything you need, they still gonna get you.
Yeah, they still gonna find a way. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still gonna find a way and try to exploit the black man. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to start teaching our young men how to, you know, approach these situations. You know, hey, if you get pulled up by a cop, turn your car, hold your hands out the window. That's how I'm teaching my youngin. You know what I'm saying?
Sad that we have to teach our kids. Like that's sad.
That's very sad. You know, another thing is like another sad situation. I hate to say this, but when you have a son, like when he's first born, you already got to put a will together because you never know if you're gonna live past 5 or 10.
Yeah.
The way the world is.
Yeah.
You know, and that's very sad that we live in a situation like that. But we need to change. It's time for a change.
It's time for it.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's the year of Aquarius, the year of enlightenment. That's why I think so many things are coming to the forefront now. Like it's like if you look at the world now, we know a lot more about the world than we knew in the last 10 years. We see the corruptness of the government. You see the president and the guy that's trying to be the president. We see the things that they're saying. We see the lies that they're telling us. So we're becoming aware of the situation. Now it's time for us to come together and plan and strategize how we can make it better for our people.
Right. And most importantly, man, we need to vote. That's most important, man. Like we need everybody to vote because your vote is the change.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, man. We can't continue to have Trump in office. I'm sorry. That's just the way I am. Like Trump has messed everything up. And yet we still don't want to vote. It's some people around here don't even care about voting, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't know how important it is. We have people who died to vote.
Trying to vote.
Right.
Yeah.
We got people who got beat up trying to just cast a vote.
Because they wanted to vote.
Right. But now you got the opportunity to vote and you don't even want to exercise that right.
It's the things our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents fought for.
Right.
So I feel like you should take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Even
but
if you're just doing it for them.
Right.
You should take advantage of that.
So you know, it was good. It was a pleasure talking to you, man. You know what I'm saying? And let the good folks give you social media and everything, man.
All right, if you want to reach me, you can follow me. I'm J Black on Facebook. My artist page on Facebook or my producer page is The Real Burn One.
God, leave
on
that got 2 pages.
On Instagram is Burn1334. And man, just holler at me, man. Like any y'all young artists, y'all ever need advice, man, my DMs is always open. I'm always open to give advice if I can let you know something that could help you further your career. I'm always open. So.
And that's good, man. You know, it's some people that need advice, man.
Yeah.
It's some kids that probably want to, you know, learn from the legends and the OGs. Like, hey, man, do I need to go this way? I need to go this way.
Yeah,
you know, so.
And that's another thing, like, us as OGs, especially, like, coming up in the music business, we shouldn't withhold information from these young guys because we want to teach them to be better than us. So I'm looking at the 16-year-old to do 10 times better than what I ever did. I don't want to hold anybody back.
Mm-hmm.
I want the next generation to be better. I want it to get better, man.
Right.
And
Cool,
change
man.
is gonna come. I believe that. I do believe that.
Oh yeah, change most definitely gonna come. Go ahead and plug Studio Land in too, man.
Studio Land, man. Y'all come check us out at Studio Land. We're at 421 South McDonough Street, downtown. Hey, it's a fun place to be, man. You got a lot of creative guys in here, and hey, we just making a lot of good music, man. So y'all make sure y'all check us out at Studio Land.
Oh yeah, man. And I go by the name of Comedian Blueski Blue. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Comedian Blueski Blue 1. And this Wake Up Montgomery, man. And shout out to the boy Young Road, man. He gonna be performing on Sunday.
Young Road, man. That's big.
Right, that's real big, man. He gonna be performing Sunday.
Rap artist in Montgomery to perform at the fair.
Oh yeah, he is, man. Yeah, he is. He is the first one.
Big.
Yeah, that's real big, man. So y'all catch him Sunday at the Alabama National Fair at 3 p.m. He's gonna perform. He got a whole dance group, man. He gonna be hitting flips and cartwheels and all that with him, man. So y'all check that out, man. And this is another episode of Wake Up Montgomery, man. I'll catch y'all soon, man.
See y'all later.
One. Bet, man. Appreciate that, homie.
That's all good, bro.